First-time homebuyer mistakes, part 4. Let's cover what these are and how to avoid them so you can avoid homebuyer remorse or worse. Hi, I'm Charlotte, your Thurston County real estate broker. This week is part 4 in the series First-time homebuyer mistakes. And remember, whether you are a first-time homebuyer or have a purchase under your belt, here are 5 more very common mistakes I see that can greatly impact your purchase or the life after your purchase. Mistake number 1, buying more home than you can afford. This one goes back to that first conversation you have with your lender. The lender is going to give you what you are pre-approved for, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will fit into your budget. The lender is going to review your financial information and determine your pre-approval based on your DTI, or debt to income ratio. Now, there is a difference between your DTI and your monthly expenses as a whole. For example, DTI will not include things like groceries or utilities, health insurance, or the things like entertainment that you do for fun. It also doesn't include things like home ownership costs, like maintenance costs. It is extremely important that you go into that conversation with the lender with your budget already done, so that you know what you feel comfortable with and can let them know what monthly payment you'd like to stay at or below. If you don't go into that lender conversation with this information, you might overextend yourself financially and put yourself at risk of foreclosure, or at the very least house poor, which is a miserable, stressful place to be. I have a budget sheet in my home buyer guide that you can fill out and use as a guide to have that conversation. You can download it for free, just click on the link in the description below. Mistake number 2, moving too fast and also rushing to make an offer. Now, while similar, the 2 points are a little different. The point of not moving too fast is to make sure that you're fully prepared to buy. So if you rush into the home buying process, it might mean you are skipping the step of checking your credit report and cleaning it up to get a better loan program. Or you might not be saving up enough money for your down payment and closing costs, as well as some of those other costs that have been previously mentioned. I really try to recommend that buyers start addressing the process about a year in advance. This allows us to work out a home buying timeline that allows you to address each step in the process and be fully prepared to purchase. Now let's talk about the mistake of rushing in to make an offer. So the thing to keep in mind here is that when you are making an offer, make sure that when you are submitting an offer on a house to the seller, you fully intend to purchase that home. Your offer is a legally binding contract to purchase that house. So you need to make sure that you feel comfortable about the offer, the home, the area, all of it before signing the contract and sending it to the seller. Mistake number 3, waiting too long or waiting to find the unicorn. So now we are looking at the flip side of not waiting too long or waiting for that unicorn. What does unicorn have to do with real estate, you ask? Well, it's a mythical creature, mythical both in real life and in real estate. No single house is perfect. You will not find a house that meets 100% of your needs, even in new construction. Often buyers that work with a builder to come up with their own personal plan, a completely custom build, will find out a month or 2 or a year or whatever into that home that there was something that could have been different, that it wasn't still not quite right. So you're lucky if you find a home that fits about 85% of your needs. And if you wait for too long for that unicorn or that perfect home, you could be missing out on a lot of good homes, which are really good options for you. While there may be some really specific things that you're looking for that are true necessities, it's important to differentiate the needs versus the wants. And that's why it's so important to have a discussion with your agent to determine what your wants and needs are and why they are so important to you. The more narrow your search is, the smaller your results are. So you could be eliminating some really good options based on a want versus a need. So have that conversation and make sure that you are keeping an open mind. Mistake number 4, making emotional decisions. Looking at homes is really exciting, and finding one that you can picture yourself living in and making memories in can definitely stimulate that emotional part of you that maybe isn't as focused on facts and finances. It's important to take a step back and kind of come down to earth and think through the financial aspects as well as the realities of the home, like location, HOA, etc. This is a huge financial investment, and it's important to make sure that these decisions are based on facts and not emotions. If you aren't careful and make decisions based on fact, you could end up overpaying on your home and putting yourself in a really bad financial situation where you could either be house poor or at a higher risk for foreclosure. Mistake number 5, waiving a home inspection. This is one that I want to say is the most important of all the tips, but honestly, they're all important. So this is important. The purpose of a home inspection is to get a good understanding of the home systems and structure. You have to request for this and make it part of the purchase and sale contract. It is not automatic. The inspection is performed by a licensed home inspector. They are going to give the home buyer a bunch of information about the home that they are looking to purchase. The inspection is about $300 to $800, sometimes more, depending on the size of the house and some of the additional, maybe add-on inspections that might be necessary, a sewer scope or a pool inspection. And this is usually required to be paid at the time the inspection is done, and it's paid by the buyer. It usually takes 3 to 4 hours. Now, the inspector examines the house and its systems and the appliances. The home buyer will receive a report after the inspection that's going to show all the inspector's findings. There are any number of things that can come up on an inspection, but that doesn't mean that you'll be asking for the sellers to fix all of the things that come up. The home inspection protects home buyers in case of serious issues with the home structure or its core systems. So you're going to want to look at the report and determine if any of the items affect the value of the property or is a major safety concern or if it's a deal breaker. Some examples are electrical problems, mold and water leaks, plumbing issues, and the condition of the roof. One of the most common items that comes up is that the HVAC hasn't been serviced in over a year. Many people think that they have to waive inspections to get an offer accepted, and this is just not the case. And if you've got a seller that's not willing to let you do inspections, it should be a red flag. The things that could come up later could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, so please, please, please do not skip or waive your inspection. If you want a home buyer guide, which includes a checklist of all things you need to get ready to buy a home, click the link in the description below. Okay, there you have it, part 4 of 5 in the series of first-time home buyer mistakes. Stay tuned for part 5. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.